This is a modification to the rolling in between your shoulder blade and the spine. If you haven't already, I recommend watching the original video that should be on here that just shows me rolling things out without doing this variation. So what you would do, and there's two ways we can do this. So I'll show you the first one. The first one is really good for rhomboids and your middle and lower trapezius muscle. What you would do is you'd start with your arm relaxed at your side, so you're not going to cross over right away. And you're going to roll around. You're going to find that kind of tender sore spot on here. And okay, I found it right there. So instead of rolling it out, what I would do is pin it down. So you're actually going to put a fair amount of weight on that, not enough to be jumping in pain, but you got to hold this muscle down, and then you're going to reach across like this and then come back. And then you're going to do it again. And usually we do this about 3 or 4 times, nice and slow. Count to 3 seconds going this way, 3 seconds coming back. And as you're doing that, you're hopefully feeling a release or a pull right in through where the ball is. And that's the point. We're trying to pin that muscle down and then pull it where we're pinning it down to stretch it out and release it in a different way than just rolling it. The other variation to this, and this variation is more for some of the paraspinal muscles. They go up to your neck and down to your back. And this one I give out to people who've had, a lot of times in car accidents, this muscle is a problem. So what I would do with this is you actually start with your arm crossed over and you roll around. You're trying to find that tight and sore spot. This is going to be more underneath or where the shoulder blade was. So this muscle goes underneath the shoulder blade. So that's why we're crossing over. You're rolling around, finding that sore spot where the shoulder blade was. And then what you do is you bend your neck down and to the opposite side as you're holding that spot down. There's usually only 1 or 2 in here, but they would normally reproduce some of your headache, some of your neck pain. But it's the same thing where we're trying to get a stretch in through the neck all the way down to where the ball is. And this is a really good way to be specific when you're trying to stretch this muscle or release it. Because otherwise, when you're trying to stretch your neck muscles, you're getting a whole bunch of them. This way, you're kind of being you're isolating that one, which is usually a really hard one to get. So there's 2 ways. Again, I'll just review really quick. One, starting with the ball in between your shoulder blade and your spine. You're going to roll around, arms at your side here, find the tight spot, reach across, and I usually say about 4 repetitions. You're trying to feel a stretch where the ball is holding down that muscle on that tight spot. The other way is starting with your arm crossed over. You're going to be rolling around more towards where the shoulder blade was. Find that tight spot, and this one is for the neck. You're bending down and to the opposite side, and you're trying to get a pull from your neck all the way down to where the ball is. So for both versions, you're putting enough pressure on there that you're pinning the muscle down, but not so much that you're hurting yourself. You gotta find the sweet zone. If you don't find it, it's easy to flare yourself up, or just the exercise won't do anything at all. It'll just be you'll just not get a release because you're going to be tensing up the whole time.